I never imagined that a simple act of kindness could unravel the threads of our lives so intricately. It all began on a quiet Sunday morning in our suburban neighborhood in Oregon. The sun cast a golden hue over the manicured lawns, and the scent of blooming roses wafted through the open windows. As I sipped my coffee, I noticed her, a young woman struggling with a suitcase on the sidewalk across the street. Her name was Emily, and she had moved into the neighborhood just a few weeks prior. She was petite, with chestnut hair that cascaded down her shoulders and eyes that held a depth of sorrow I couldn't ignore. "Mark," I called to my husband, who was engrossed in the morning news. "That new neighbor, Emily, seems to be having trouble. Could you go see if she needs help?" Mark looked up, his brow furrowed. "Sure, I'll check on her." I watched as he crossed the street, his tall frame exuding confidence. Emily looked up, startled, but then offered a grateful smile. They exchanged words, and Mark nodded, taking her suitcase and placing it into the trunk of her car. He returned a few minutes later, concern etched on his face. "Her car won't start, and she seems pretty shaken up. She mentioned something about needing to leave quickly." I felt a pang of worry. "Did she say why?" "Not in detail, but it sounded serious." I offered to help jumpstart her car. "Of course," I agreed. "Let's do what we can." Mark retrieved the jumper cables from our garage, and together we approached Emily. She seemed hesitant but accepted our assistance. As Mark worked on the car, I engaged her in conversation. "Is everything all right, Emily?" She hesitated, then whispered, "I need to get away from here. My ex-boyfriend found out where I live, and he's been harassing me." My heart went out to her. "You're not alone. We'll help you." Once the car was running, Emily looked at us, tears brimming in her eyes. "Thank you so much. I don't know what I would have done without you. Do you have somewhere safe to go?" I asked. She shook her head. "Not really. I was planning to drive to my sister's place, but it's a long journey, and I'm exhausted." I glanced at Mark, who nodded subtly. "Why don't you rest at our place for a while? You can gather your strength before the drive." Emily hesitated, then nodded. "I appreciate that." We led her into our home, offering her a comfortable spot on the couch and a warm cup of tea. As she settled in, I couldn't help but notice the relief that washed over her face. Over the next few days, Emily became a part of our household. She helped with chores, shared stories over dinner, and even joined us for evening walks. Her presence brought a new energy to our home, one that was both comforting and invigorating. However, I began to notice subtle changes. Mark seemed more attentive, often engaging Emily in deep conversations. They shared laughter, exchanged knowing glances, and their bond grew stronger with each passing day. One evening, as we sat on the porch watching the sunset, I turned to Mark. "I've noticed you and Emily have become close." He looked at me, a mixture of guilt and confusion in his eyes. "She's been through so much, and I just want to be there for her." "I understand," I replied, "but we need to be careful. Emotions can be complex, especially in situations like this." He nodded, taking my hand. "You're right. I value our relationship, and I don't want anything to jeopardize it." Days turned into weeks, and Emily's presence became a constant. She confided in me about her past, her fears, and her dreams. We developed a deep friendship, one built on trust and mutual respect. One afternoon, as we prepared lunch together, Emily turned to me. "I can't thank you enough for everything you've done. You've given me a safe haven when I needed it most." "You deserve peace and happiness," I said, smiling. "We're glad we could help." That evening, Mark and I sat down to discuss the future. "Emily can't stay here forever," I began. "She needs to rebuild her life." "I agree," Mark said. "But I want to ensure she's safe and has the support she needs." We decided to help Emily find a new apartment and assist her in securing a job. With our combined efforts, she soon found a cozy place nearby and started working at a local bookstore. As she settled into her new life, our interactions became less frequent. However, the bond we shared remained strong. We continued to check in on her, offering support and guidance whenever needed. Reflecting on the journey, I realized that our decision to help Emily had not only changed her life, but had also brought Mark and me closer. We had faced challenges, navigated complex emotions, and emerged stronger as a couple. In the end, kindness and compassion had guided our actions, leading to growth, understanding, and a renewed appreciation for the strength of human connection.